Hey guys, it's Joshua Gamer here, and today we are pretty much continuing part 3 of What If Izuku Was Isekai 2 in Final Fantasy VII. So pretty much we continue from where we last left off, where pretty much Jesse and the others were pretty much, of course, fangirling and fanboying over Izuku because he's someone that invented a lot of amazing guns and also pretty much made a name for himself and did amazing achievements, of course. Some of the inventors actually wish that they would be him and stuff like that, and pretty much are inspired by Izuku. With, of course, Jesse asking Izuku for his autograph, but he can't because he was pretty much driving and they were getting under attacked and stuff like that. The same as canon for Final Fantasy VII, the remake. And remember, I'm pretty much just going by the Final Fantasy VII remake. I don't know the actual, the first Final Fantasy VII. I only know that a certain character died, which will not happen here. But I digress. We continue with pretty much, them driving into the employee district. Oh crap! My phone was falling. Sorry. Pretty much, they were going to the employee district. And she pretty much told, when they made to Jesse's house, she told Cloud to go sit to pretty much wait over there behind the other side of the wall, with Izuku being near her. And of course she's kind of blushing a bit because she's actually a big fan of Izuku. Well, mostly the name that was given to Izuku, like the Master Gunsmith or something like that. With pretty much, she is fangirling over him because she actually heard of him and like some of his achievements, but never knew what they were. And then when she started getting more interested in the Master Gunsmith, which I'm gonna call him for now, and also the Master, gonna call him the Master Smith. She pretty much got kind of not obsessed, but she became a fangirl of his in a way. And before they even went inside, pretty much Jesse asked for Izuku's autograph, and of course the other two, with Izuku saying, "Fine, sure, but please promise me that you'll keep this a secret." With Jesse also teasing Izuku, with Izuku pretty much just teasing her back, which she just starts blushing a bit more because she got teased by her idol and stuff like that. And pretty much they go inside. Pretty much Jesse's mom invites them in, with her asking if who's her friend, with one of the guys saying that it's her boyfriend, with Jesse blushing and saying, "No, it's not, he's just a friend. Besides, he's just a friend that I met, okay?" With pretty much wait, I'm gonna go search up the name. With pretty much they kept on, and I could not find the name, so I'm sorry. Pretty much they kept on making, they keep teasing Jesse with Izuku just enjoying the food and him hiding his blush. Like, he kind of learned this trait from Cloud of how to make a poker face and stuff like that. And it is spot on, with the mother asking, "Is that really true?" With, of course, Storm, which is Izuku, pretty much says, "No, they're just teasing us because we're just good friends. That's all. It's a thing between groups, you know?" With the mother saying, "Oh, so it's like, so you tease each other, oh." With pretty much the mother asking if she can join the teasing. With Izuku doesn't mind, with Jesse saying, "I do mind, yes, please. Don't stop, don't do it." With her saying, "Well, I hope one day you give me grandchildren with this handsome young man." And this is when Izuku spits out his food saying, coughing, and pretty much just says, that caught me off guard." And pretty much everyone's surprised, and the mother says, "What's so surprising?" And everyone said, "Well, he's mostly like a poker face, and you don't get any reactions from him, but this is the first time." With the mother smiling, saying, "Oh, everyone has their weak points." And pretty much Cloud hearing this when he literally went inside the house, he pretty much just kind of snickered, thinking that's what you get. Because he remembers that he was being teased with Tifa, even by the grandfather, Tifa's dad. He just remembers that happy memory, and and instantly tries to forget about it, but can't. But he remembers about what he's meant to do. He has to steal a card for the little card to get into Shinra. And then he's able to steal it, and pretty much the same thing goes as canon. And we go back to Cloud and just searching around the house where the dad is, where he's of course hooked up to like a place for like medicine to see if he can wake up from Mako. I don't remember what it was. Was it Mako poisoning? I don't remember it correctly. Put it in the comments, please, so I can correct myself. And then pretty much we go back to Izuku talking and laughing with the mother of Jessie, saying, if I may ask, ma'am, I know, may I ask if it's not rude? With the woman asking, no, it's not rude at all. What do you want to ask? With her asking, what happened to your husband? Instantly, she got sad, and that's when the guy did the little signal saying, cut it off. With Izuku kind of confusing, did I say something wrong? With the woman saying, no, I don't think they told you, have you? With Izuku confusing, told me what, ma'am? With she saying, so they didn't, and she said, my husband has Mako poisoning. Asta being shocked. Sorry, why did I say Asta? What's wrong with me? It's not Asta. This is not an Asta what if. This is Izuku what if. But I digress. Izuku was shocked, hearing saying, I'm so sorry, ma'am. I didn't know. I pretty much freaking out. And she says, it's fine, young man. You didn't know. You were curious. And sometimes curiosity gets the best of us, and it's understandable. With Izuku saying, and so I actually understand how you feel. With everyone confusing, what do you mean? With Izuku saying, my brother Cloud actually used to have Mako poisoning too, but luckily he was really lucky and woke up. Everyone extremely shocked. Even everyone saying, wait, you have a brother? With everyone else with the mother being confused, saying, what? You didn't know? With pretty much Izuku just saying, yeah, I don't talk about it too much, because it's personal, you can say. With everyone just understanding, with the woman saying, it's understandable, but your brother must be he's very lucky to be alive right now. Does he enjoy life? With Izuku going back to the memory with seeing Cloud, that he's holding on to the sword of Zack, and then when he gets to the city, Cloud thinks that he did every achievement. With Izuku going back to reality, shaking his head, saying, oh yeah, it's just, he is thankful for living. It's just that he has a different point of view, you can say. Izuku just smiles. But he says, and Izuku just tells the woman, says, I know one day he will wake up. You don't know when, but he will. You just have to believe. And trust me when I say this, when you believe, anything's possible. You just have to put your mind to it. And think positive. With the woman surprised of the wisdom that Izuku had, she says, well, you're quite a wise young man. And she looks at Jessie saying, why didn't you have a boyfriend like this before? With Jessie saying, Mom! With Izuku and everyone else laughing. And Cloud hearing this, he also kind of almost laughs out loud. But he keeps it in. And then pretty much was able to leave. With, of course, and Izuku tries the pizza that Jessie's mom made. And it's like, oh my god, I haven't had pizza like this in a long time. And it's good. With pretty much Izuku loving the pizza, and he says, wait, if this is your family recipe, then why don't you make it more often? It will make meetings for your job much more easier. With the mother saying, what do you mean by meetings? With pretty much Jessie saying, well, the way I met Izuku was mostly through meetings of, acting and stuff. With the mother saying, oh, of course, how can I forget? You're an actress. well, a low actress, but an actress nonetheless. I'm so proud of you, honey. With Izuku just playing along, saying, "Yeah, to be honest, I did not get the role, but we still stayed in contact, and I met some of her friends. It's pretty cool." Pretty much, he played along and stuff like that. And pretty much, Jesse's mother still teased her a lot with, why don't you go out with this man, He's a gentleman. He has everything a woman would want. And she asked, wait, can you even cook? With Izuku saying, yeah, I can cook and clean, and sometimes I clean just because I want to. Having a dirty room is not a nice place. It's like reflecting the soul, you can say. With her saying, well, please take my daughter right now, marry her, please. With Izuku kind of blushing, and Jessie just extremely blushing, saying, Mom! Okay, we're leaving, bye, have a great day, or good night, or afternoon, whatever. Pretty much, Jessie extremely embarrassed, like, the way you can, like, the way you guys would imagine a teenager being embarrassed in front of her crush and stuff like that. And pretty much, her friends, pretty much the other two guys were just laughing at the end of this. And of course, Cloud was laughing, which the others were shocked except for Izuku. And Izuku says, you heard the whole conversation, didn't you? With Cloud just smiling and can contain his laughter, saying, yeah, and tearing up he's like, oh god. Oh my god. Just by hearing it, it was laughing. And it reminded me when you teased me and Tifa. Good times. With Izuku remembering that, and he says, yeah, good times. And pretty much Jessie and the others actually went up towards Cloud saying, wait, is it true that you actually had Mako poisoning? With Cloud saying, yeah, I did. I was unconscious for a year. But my brother was able to back me up for a while. He was able to take care of me for a year. And it turned out great. Luckily, I was able to wake up and nothing bad was able to happen. Instantly when he said that, he had a memory. He didn't know, he just saw of a man. His face was all blurry. His hair was black. And he said the words, I give you my everything. My dreams. Like, the same speech as canon when Zack dies. And he holds his head and he's just, what was that? Mostly what he thinks. With Jessie and the others saying, are you okay? With Izuku kind of saying this, he says, he just thinks he's starting to remember now. With Cloud saying, yeah, just a bit of a headache. Maybe I'm just lightheaded or from not eating. And of course says, I guess we're gonna have to go back. And besides, we have to go somewhere. And pretty much after that, Cloud pretty much just gave the card to Jessie, with Jessie taking the card saying, thanks, no, we just need to do something. Pretty much them just walking, with Jessie is of course up ahead forward, with Izuku saying, should we tell him? With the other saying, probably, yeah, so he can know. With Cloud saying, tell me what? And, of course, Izuku says, well, I guess you found what you saw in the back, right? With Cloud saying, yeah, what happened to him? With Izuku saying, Mako poisoning. If I remember, that's what it was. And Izuku says, I don't know how it happened, but with the other guy saying, well, actually we know. And the guy with the band, one of the guys says, well, it's from the Mako storage unit, which is the worst place you can go because high risk for Mako poisoning. With Izuku saying, dang, that's unlucky. With Cloud just thinking, he says, well, dang, I guess I did get lucky enough to regain my consciousness, huh? And then instantly, pretty much, this is when they get to a base, if I remember that's what it was. I'm gonna go look it up again. I'll be back. And pretty much all four of them go to where Jesse was talking about, like the place, and it looks deserted for some reason. And pretty much they said that they have to wait for the signal that Jesse told them, and pretty much they said it's too quiet. And Izuku said, just looked around saying, it's too quiet. And the way Izuku said it made Cloud kind of saying, why, what's wrong? With Izuku saying, well, remember what happened when you barely woke up? With Cloud saying, yeah, well, he kind of remembers it differently. With Cloud was able to fight all of them when he barely woke up, and Izuku was giving him like a backup, and Cloud was able to survive thanks to Izuku, and Izuku took most of the hits for him. With Cloud saying, yeah, sort of. Most of it is kind of blurry, but yeah, what about it? With Izuku saying, well, before all of that happened, it was eerily all super quiet. With Cloud saying, oh, now I understand. With the other two saying, what does that mean? What are you guys talking about? With Cloud and Izuku in unison saying, we might get ambushed, so stay on guard. With both of them are surprised saying, okay, if you say so. And pretty much they were gonna go to where the security guard was, but then Izuku sees that there's no one's there, and he points that out. And all of them go there, and they see an unconscious man, and one of them says, what? How could that happen? With the guy with the bandana covering his head completely. Wait, I'm gonna go search up the name right now. With, of course, Waze or Diggs, I forgot which one is which, but Waze and Diggs, whichever one, actually says, it's not Jesse. With which either or of Waze and Diggs, says, I hope this doesn't interfere with our plans. With Izuku saying, maybe not. I think we should take this as to advantage, because the alert system. And he pointed at the camera, which everyone else looked, and it looked like the cameras were out, like they weren't working. With everyone seeing this, it's kind of by mere luck. And Cloud says, good eye. Good eye, Storm. And pretty much says, thanks, but come on, let's go. And pretty much they go walk into cover and stuff like that. And pretty much they go another cover with Izuku saying, what are you doing? With pretty much Diggs and Waze saying, well, you're said to keep our guard up and we should be careful. With Izuku saying, the security system is down for now, but we may need to go. You two go turn off the lights. Me and Cloud can take care of everything else that comes at us. So don't worry. And this is when Cloud actually, for some reason, decides to go to look up. And he sees stars. And this is the memory that he remembers of all three of them pretty much talking to each other. With Izuku and Tifa are on the water tower, saying that he dreams of becoming a soldier and that he'll be number one, and when Tifa needs him, he'll always come to her side and protect her. With Tifa blushing at this, she says, okay. With Izuku saying, okay, you're gonna protect our sister-in-law, your future wife then? Or your princess? With Cloud and Tifa saying, Izuku! Izuku, of course, saying, I'm joking, but seriously, it looks like both of you like each other. Why don't you just tell it out loud? With instantly, Tifa saying, it's not just like that. It takes time, and I don't know what else to do. We're too young still. With Cloud agreeing, saying, yeah, what she said, we're still kids, so, yeah, With Izuku saying, okay, fine. Like you said, you're kids, But when we get older, both of you will get together one day, you know that? With Tifa and Cloud looking at each other, and then just looks away blushing. not saying anything, with Izuku and just saying, "So I was right, huh?" With Tifa and Cloud unison saying, "Shut up!" And pretty much that's where the flashback of that memory ends. And then we go to where we see Tifa just looking at a cup drink, and she just looks at it, sadly saying, and remembers the words that Izuku said. Well, Storm, and just thought saying, "Storm, what's going on?" With Izuku saying, pretty much explaining that that Cloud lost his that Cloud's psyche and memories messed up, and that his memories were replaced with Zack's memories, and pretty much the same thing as what I said on the second part 2, with Tifa kind of at that flashback ending with Tifa kind of tearing up, saying that why did this happen to you, Cloud and Storm? You guys really didn't deserve it. And pretty much picking up the cup, she looks at it saying, and pretty much remembers a word that Izuku said, saying, "But don't worry, in due time, his memories might correct themselves. So, the Cloud that you know, and also your future husband, will return." And that's when instantly Tifa just kind of blushes and puts the cup down, saying, "What's wrong with me?" And pretty much just drinks the cup, saying, "I don't know what he's saying, but that Storm always teasing me." And then instantly she remembers the smile that Cloud always used to do and also give her, with her blushing again, saying, "I guess he's not wrong. I guess I have fallen for him." Pretty much Izuku and pretty much Cloud just sneezes, with Izuku saying, "Are you okay?" With Cloud saying, "Yeah, and don't worry, I'm not going through a cold or something." With Izuku saying, "Okay, so do you know the plan?" With Cloud saying, "What plan?" With Izuku looking up, saying, "So you're stargazing, huh?" And Cloud just didn't say anything, just looked away, and Izuku says, "Huh, so I was right." Quick, pretty much Izuku just saying, "Well, we're just gonna help them get up there, and then to take out the lights, security lights, and for us to not be able to get spotted. Got that?" With Cloud saying, "Got it." And pretty much it goes to the same thing as canon, that he was able to get them up there. And let me just go search it up again. Wait, I'm pretty much just gonna look up what happened next. I'll be back. And pretty much they were gonna do that, but then they see a bunch of Shinra soldiers, and Izuku looks at Cloud saying, "I guess we're gonna have to do a loud bang, huh?" With pretty much Cloud and Izuku saying, walking in front, back to back, saying, "Back to old times, huh?" With Cloud just saying, "Yep." And Izuku said, "I have a race for you. I have a bet. Sorry, more like a challenge. Who's the one that can knock out more, huh?" With Cloud saying, "Well, you're gonna have to kill them, aren't you?" With Izuku saying, "Well, I've worked a few kinks with this gun. Besides, I don't have to kill him, right?" And pretty much puts the guns together and makes heirloom, which Cloud was surprised, saying, "Huh, so you finished it or something?" With Izuku saying, "I had it the whole time when we were working, remember?" With Cloud saying, "Oh yeah, I guess I forgot." "Well done, let's go." And pretty much they fight off a lot of the Shinra forces, with Izuku saying, "I'm winning!" Well, him yelling out, and Cloud saying, "No, you're not!" And pretty much that's when the rocket launcher security system thing actually appearing, and that's when Diggs and Wheeze looks at this and they're like, "You have got to be shitting me!" Like, and the unison in the exact same time, and they started shoot, and that's when it started shooting at Izuku, well, which is Storm, and Cloud. Pretty much kept dodging it, with Izuku separating the sword, which I actually decided to do this for Izuku, which is called Heirloom, of course, because one of you actually told me to named it Heirloom, and pretty much it can actually turn into a half sword, like it's not like a complete sword, but it looks. Just imagine a sword cut literally in half, but it still works as a sword, just by one side. But Izuku was able to change it into making it a full sword, but not completely. It looks more like a dagger in a way, because yeah, I'm just gonna say when he takes one side of the heirloom off, it actually goes into dagger form. So pretty much, Izuku was able to make the sword, pretty much the dagger, heirloom dagger, and also he was using Zack's gun, which is the Black Lion, or whatever you want to call it. And pretty much he kept attacking all of them, and also destroying some of the rockets that was going towards him. But mostly by luck, because he's like spraying bullets, like some fire bullets, wind bullets, knockout bullets, some fire, wind, air, and lightning bullets. So that's the elements he has right now for each, that he's barely unlocked for his gun and weapons and stuff like that. And pretty much he was able to do it and knock them out, not killing anyone, with Cloud pretty much both of them tied, with both of them just saying, "No, I win," like arguing in who won. And of course, Wheeze and Diggs destroy the rockets. And wait, let me go back and search it up. And when they were bickering, both Izuku and Cloud saw a dog that was after them, pretty much about to jump towards them. With both of them easily dodging this, Izuku just shot it, and when another was going behind Izuku, Cloud pretty much covered his back and slashed it. Pretty much they were able to shoot. I know this is this sounds like extremely bad, but remember in Final Fantasy VII that the animal, I'm just gonna call them experimented animals, because there technically are spoilers. Technically, the experimented animals were pretty much shot and returned back to Mother Earth, you can say. With pretty much both of them being covering their backs, with both Diggs and Wheeze seeing this, at the amount of teamwork that they both have. It's like amazing. It's like they've been fighting for years. And both Izuku and Cloud are amazingly having this teamwork. And then pretty much Cloud and Izuku hear a revving of a motorcycle. With pretty much hearing that, and then they hear Wheeze going down, saying pretty much from destroying it. But this is the motorcycle. They still hear it, with Wheeze saying that I got your backs. And after he says that, Izuku and Cloud were able to destroy all the experimented dogs. And they hear the revving getting louder and louder and louder, each time getting closer. And it's not the motorcycle guy. It's the big robots. With Izuku and Cloud and Wheeze saying, "Ah, crap." With Izuku saying, "This seems fun." With part of him says, "Ah, crap," but he thinks saying, "This seems fun though." You know what I mean? And pretty much Izuku puts on the new the new mode, and it's the assault rifle mode. And pretty much Izuku turns it into an assault rifle, with, I think it was Waze, just like being starstruck about how the gun was, the dual wield pistols turned into a literal assault rifle in front of his eyes, and he was amazed, and like he was starstruck, and like seeing one of his idols avenge and say, just like, you know, like squealing like ee! Like that. He was literally squealing in front of Izuku, just saying, "That's amazing! Oh my God, your adventures are so amazing, Mr. Izuku." And Izuku says, "Stop the formalities, and we're in a bit of a battlefield right now. So focus up, and you can fanboy about this later." With Wii saying, "Yes, sir. Sorry, sir." Pretty much all of them being on their guard, and Izuku and Cloud are pretty much fighting them, with Izuku switching from his assault rifle mode, shotgun mode, pistol mode, and of course his the sword mode, which is heirloom. And it's like a shorter sword of Cloud's Buster Sword, and pretty much Izuku and Cloud made this little combo, calling the shot burst. Pretty much it involves Cloud with his sword, with the Buster Sword, pretty much like swiping the leg and pretty much hitting it up in the air. With instantly he throws Izuku up, with Izuku shooting so much with all of them, like switching really quickly with all the guns, like all the modes, and then ending it with a sword, with the heirloom, able to cut it in half. Well, almost cutting it like slightly in half. With instantly Cloud having the same momentum, was able, pretty much timed it in perfect when it was falling, which he cut the robot in half. And they kind of do the same thing with like one more, but they didn't have the enough energy to do it to the other one, so pretty much they just bash it a lot. With Izuku saying, "I guess I have to try this then." With Cloud saying, "You're gonna experiment on something, aren't you?" With Izuku saying, "Yeah, but it's like it's like a one time, not like a one-time use, but like once in a while. It has a timer to be used." With Cloud saying, "You're gonna have to work on that. Time cooling." With Izuku saying, "Yeah, I know, but I don't have the things I need right now." With Cloud saying, "Ah, crap. Okay, use it." With him yelling out at Waze to get out of the way. With Waze running out of the way, of course. With Izuku instantly turning, like going to the gun to go and ask Cloud to throw him his gun. With Cloud saying, "Okay, got it." And pretty much, when Cloud threw his gun, it instantly went in the middle of Izuku's two other pistols. And then it started turning into a literal rocket launcher, which looked like a rocket launcher. But instantly, when Izuku shot, it was a literal laser gun. Well, he made a laser gun by accident. A laser cannon by accident. And Cloud and Waze were extremely shocked, including Izuku. And Cloud looked at Izuku, and he says, "Was that meant to happen?" With Izuku saying, just pretty much like faceless, saying, "No, that was not meant to happen." With Cloud just putting out a hand, saying, "Come on, let's hurry up and get out of here." With Cloud and Izuku, pretty much same thing as canon for. Then they hear another engine running, and they say, "Another robot, isn't it?" And that's when they hear someone, and a bit of crazy laughter too. Pretty much, and a lot of Shinra, of course, went and surrounded them all. With Izuku pretty much passing his gun back, the Cloud's Cloud's gun, back to him. With Izuku saying, "You know you should use it more often. I made that gun especially for you." With Cloud saying, "Well, I'd only use it if it's for really far distances." With Izuku actually just getting an idea, saying, "I guess you just gave me an idea." With Cloud saying, "What is it?" With Izuku saying, "Well, I was thinking of maybe adding the gun to your Buster Sword to make it so I can turn it into a sniper rifle. A powerful one at that. Not just that, it can still transform back to the Buster Sword, so don't worry about it." With Cloud saying, "Yeah, I think that's a good idea, but let's do it when we get back." With Izuku saying, "Yup." And pretty much, of course, pretty much they were fighting some of the Shinra soldiers with pretty much instantly when they hear someone just laughing, saying ha 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 ha, like crazily and stuff like that. Pretty much, he killed some of the Shinra soldiers, of course, because he was crazy. And Izuku just looks at both Izuku and Cloud look at him, saying, "What the fuck?" And the guy just pretty much goes around and pretty much the guy says, "Well, aren't we having a good time kicking everyone to next week?" With Izuku just brazenly saying, "Yes, we were, until you disturbed us." The guy got a bit pissed and just looked at Izuku saying, "And you, may I know your name?" With Izuku just saying, "Just call me." Izuku just saying his name, just call me Smith. Right now, call me Gunsmith. Why not? With the guy confusing, why Gunsmith? With Izuku just pulling out the guns, and the guy says, "Oh, so you're a gunsmith? Clever. I see that." And pretty much Izuku doesn't want to, get his identity out because bad things will happen, blah, yada yada yada, stuff like that. With pretty much Cloud not saying his name, of course. And pretty much the guy just wants to fight Izuku because he had the girl on his bike, and he kind of felt jealous about that. And pretty much, which is Jessie, if you guys didn't know, and pretty much fought Izuku. With pretty much Izuku was shooting at the guy, with the guy just sometimes just mostly blocking and dodging. With him getting close enough to Izuku, of course Izuku's gun turned into a sword. With the guy was impressed, saying, "This technology, you are more advanced than us. I wish you would work for us, but I sadly have to kill you. And besides, I thought you can actually make some upgrades for my sword." With Izuku saying, "Yeah, not happening." Pretty much changing he said, "Heirloom gun mode, shotgun," yelling that out. And pretty much the gun, literally, the sword turned into a gun with the literal, what do you call, not the, it's like the gun, it's like the knife that's in the end of the gun, you know what I mean? Like the knife that's the end of the gun, pretty much. And the guy confused with Izuku pretty much, which is Storm, of course, if I have to keep repeating myself, which I don't want to, which Izuku pretty much shoots the guy, which which kind of shocked him. In that shock, Izuku did shoot him a bit, and also then instantly switched back into his sword and kept fighting with the guy. And pretty much eventually he was victorious, with the guy kind of pretty much saying that he will be back to fight him. And pretty much saying that he'll and of course that's when a lot of enemies appeared. The Shinra forces and some of the robots, which eventually Izuku, Waze, and Diggs and Cloud were pretty much fighting off, which they were able to hold on for a little bit longer since it's 4 people. And that's when pretty much they were actually used chains and they were tied up. That's when if I remember the eco-terrorist group, it was called Avalanche, if I remember. And pretty much that's when the Avalanche backup team, reinforcements, there it is. The reinforcements for Avalanche actually appeared and helped all of them and told them to leave, escape. And pretty much all of them were able to escape, but it was a bit difficult because they actually had to go around and they had to hide. And pretty much that's when Jesse's told them, "Hey, over here." Them hiding behind a trash can, helping, I believe it was Waze, pretty much helping carrying Waze on the way. And pretty much them able to escape, not being seen somehow, with Jessie saying, well, I found a way out, follow me. Pretty much saying that she was able to get parachutes for them, which she said that she has a special for Izuku, and Izuku kind of started saying, let me guess, you want to go parachuting with me? With, of course, Jessie kind of blushing and saying, sure, you don't have to, but if you want to, with pretty much Waze just, I don't know, was it Diggs or Waze? Diggs, I believe, pushing Jessie towards Izuku, which is Storm. And pretty much just him saying, just go on your date already, goddammit, I'm getting tired of this. With Jessie saying, it's not a date, with pretty much just arguing at the background, with Izuku just putting on the parachute and then pretty much strapping Jessie towards him, with Jessie kind of embarrassing, what are you doing? Izuku just saying, well, we're gonna parachute down, aren't we? Of course, Cloud has a parachute on his own, and he just says, lucky me, I finally have something on my own. With, of course, Waze and Diggs on the same parachute, and pretty much, they all jump with pretty much Jessie kind of embarrassed and just kind of blushes a lot, which she is completely red. With her looking at Izuku, with him just looking down and smiling, that's just making her fall in love with him. Which she tries to keep it under control, and she tries not to, but it's really difficult for her because she's with her idol, and she's literally falling for him even harder. And pretty much, when they and then she just thinks, saying that she wishes that she can be with him and be like this forever. And Izuku just says, oh, coming up, come on, we're getting close to the floor. Pretty much, they all land, with Cloud being pretty close, but not too close, but let's say down the road. And Cloud just walks towards Izuku and Jessie, with Jessie asking if Izuku could come visit. With Izuku just saying, sure, I guess. Come on, let's go. Pretty much looking at Jessie, and Jessie being confused, saying, what? With Izuku saying, what? A gentleman is supposed to walk a lady home, not? With Cloud saying, I'm just thinking, smooth moves, my friend. With Cloud saying, well, I'll be going home right now. See you later. And pretty much, Izuku walks Jessie home. So we go to the perspective first of Cloud a few minutes after. Cloud being at home, and then just sleeping a bit. Then he wakes up. He hears groans somewhere. And pretty much, he looks at the other neighbor and he sees, and then he just hears groaning in pain, with Cloud saying, are you okay? Do you need any help? With just him hearing more groaning. With Cloud saying, I'm gonna open the door, and instantly when he opens it, he sees Sephiroth. With Cloud just looking at him, just heavy breathing, saying, Sephiroth. And just him going for the sword, but then Izuku was able to make it back and just says, hey, Cloud, what are you? And he sees the illusion of Sephiroth. And he was going to pull out the gun, but then he just slaps himself. And he sees a man that was just sick. And Cloud still sees Sephiroth, with Izuku just slapping him, with Cloud saying, what are you doing? With Izuku telling him, it's just an illusion. We were just having an illusion. That's all. With Izuku helping up the man that was sick, and of course putting away his gun, with Tifa seeing the door open, saying, what happened? With Izuku and Cloud saying, this guy just seems like he's in pain, so we opened the door and he was just on the floor. With Tifa saying, oh, thank goodness. Thank you for you guys being here. And before I continue, let's go back a few seconds. With Izuku taking Jessie back home, with Izuku saying, well, thanks for the day, I guess. With Jessie just looking down, embarrassing, and he's saying, yeah, sorry for my mom being embarrassing me, and the others, sorry for them being idiots. With Izuku just kind of blushing, saying, "No, it's fine, and I have a little gift for you." With Jessie saying, "What about it?" And instantly she looks up. Izuku kisses her on the cheek. With Izuku saying, "This is what you get for teasing me." And Tifa just blushing red, embarrassed. With Izuku saying, when I visit you, you're gonna owe me a pizza, you know that?" With Jessie saying, like pretty much froze and not knowing what to say, she just kind of stutters in her words, saying, "Yeah, you can get here anytime, and I need you." I pretty much kind of like a marionette from like Miraculous Ladybug, pretty much stuff. With Izuku thinking this is kind of adorable, saying this side of her, and pretty much just kissing her in the cheek again, saying, "Well, see you on our next date." With instantly, when she heard this, she feels like she was about to faint, which she actually did, and pretty much Izuku kind of caught her, and just says, I guess I teased her too much, huh?" And pretty much just put her to bed instantly. And then just walked out and just went home. And this is when he sees the door for the neighbor being pretty much open, and he goes and sees Cloud there just frozen. And then he goes and touches the sword, saying, "Bro, what are you doing?" And that's where it continues about the Sephiroth and the illusion thing. And we continue with Izuku and Cloud going to their room, going to bed. Izuku sleeping on the floor, saying, "Ugh, that was the worst illusion I've ever seen in my life." Him rubbing his eyes. With Cloud saying, "Yeah, you can say that again." Pretty much them being... And Izuku remembers saying, "Oh yeah, I forgot. Give me the Buster Sword." With Cloud saying, "Oh yeah, I remember what you told me back there." Pretty much, Izuku and Cloud, mostly Cloud is sleeping. With Izuku, of course, did dismantle some of it, and there were some parts that Izuku can use for Cloud's Buster Sword. Oh, I did not mean to do that. With Izuku using Cloud's Buster Sword to pretty much upgrade it, and it was at pieces at first, and Izuku did fall asleep while trying to repair it. With Cloud waking up, and he sees Izuku sleeping, while the sword there's very little pieces, some pieces that were missing on the sword. He kind of just waits until Izuku wakes up, which was about a few hours later, 3 hours you can say, with Tifa coming in and asking why it's taking him so long. With Cloud just pointing at Izuku and the sword. With Tifa sees this thing, "Oh, now I see. Well, good luck with waking him up." With Cloud saying, "You think I'm gonna wake him up?" With Tifa saying, "Well, you have to, since he's the only one that can reassemble your sword." With Cloud saying, he's just grunting, saying, "Ugh, fine." And pretty much he gets a small bucket and puts it on Storm's head. Pretty much drops the water on Storm's head. Him waking up saying, "Ah, no, God, please, no more fire." And he just looks around saying, "Oh." And pretty much looks at Cloud saying the bucket, saying, "So you woke me up, huh?" With Cloud not saying anything, just points at the sword with Storm saying, "Alright. Let me finish repairing this, and then I'm gonna go back to bed." Pretty much, Izuku was able to finish it, with Cloud asking of how does it work? Izuku saying, "There's a lever, there's actually, you just have to put it with your, pretty much, remember your gun? You're not using it as much?" With Cloud saying, "Yeah, what about it?" Pretty much says, "Connect it with the Buster Sword." And pretty much says of where to put it. Cloud puts his pistol there, and it actually starts changing. And it changes to a sniper. Well, it looks like it's not completely finished, with Izuku saying, "Well, I'm missing some parts, but it's still functional. You can only take a few shots with it since it's not complete, but when I get the parts, you will be able to use it unlimited." And it's the same way that I use my guns. You're gonna need to use Mako. With Cloud saying, oh, that's simple enough. Pretty much, Izuku which is Cloud, of course, just going back to sleep. And wait, I'm gonna search up what happened again. And this is when, pretty much, they start, and this is when Tifa kind of left a bit, but then she ran back out, yelling that, Cloud, you need to get out of here, now! With Cloud being confused of what's happening, and pretty much, this is when he sees these ghastly figures, and he sees, what the? These again? With Tifa saying, what? You saw these things before? With Cloud saying, yeah, I did, in the city, but I don't know what they are. Pretty much the same fight happens, but when they hear gunshots, this is when Izuku wakes up and walks out saying, shut up, and instantly when he sees the ghost again, damn it, pretty much runs back and gets his suit on and his weapons. He pretty much gets out and jumps over the fence, and when he's about to hit the floor, he does a roll and then just shoots at the other ghosts. Which, of course, some people do see the ghosts and they run away. With pretty much, they go to where Barrett and Jessie are, with the same thing as Canon, where Jessie gets her foot injured, and pretty much is hired Cloud to come back. And pretty much, everyone thinks that they were crazy, with Barrett just saying, hey, is this a show or whatever? And pretty much, yeah, with Izuku carrying Jessie up inside, with Tifa saying, oh, I guess Storm already has his little princess too. With Izuku saying, yeah, what if I do? At least I make more progress than you two. Instantly, Tifa and Cloud blush. Well, Tifa kind of blushes more, but Cloud kind of tries to hide it. And pretty much, Jessie kind of embarrassed that Izuku gets to carry her. And she thought that all of the last night was a dream, that Izuku kissed her on the cheek. And she said, it's this weird dream that you kissed me on the cheek twice on last night. With Izuku saying, you know that was actually real, right? With Jessie saying, what? Instantly turning red by embarrassment. And pretty much, of course, Barrett hired Cloud again with gonna pay Izuku. And wait, let me go back to see what happened. And pretty much we continue with Barrett, Cloud, and Izuku and Tifa go to the train station. And that's when they get there, they see a lot of Shinra soldiers, with Izuku instantly takes off the mask because it's recognizable, and hides it a bit. And pretty much, when he takes it off, that's when some of the girls around that notice him kind of start looking at Izuku like, oh my god, he is hot, kind of like that stuff. That's the reaction that I was saying. So pretty much, that's when Shinra soldiers get out, and they look around with pretty much Izuku and Cloud just not being told to not move as much and not do anything hasty. With Izuku just saying, just whispering it to him, saying, I know what to do to not gain attention, got it. And pretty much when the Shinra soldiers are pretty much gone, they get back in the train. And then pretty much, that's when the train starts to run. And that's when in canon, same thing happens. For like little miniature robots starts attacking them in the train. And pretty much, the guy keeps telling Barrett to leave, like stuff like that. Wait, I'm gonna search one. No, sorry. The guy that was just talking about, like, the bomb threat, pretty much putting their office into chaos and stuff like that, that they're not able to handle that much stress and stuff. and pretty much Barrett not pretty much caring, and then that's when the robot appears, aiming at all four, pretty much Izuku, Cloud, Barrett, and Tifa, and pretty much that's when the same thing as canon happens, with Cloud actually taking them on by himself, with Izuku pretty much telling everyone to get to the furthest train, go, 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 pretty much like telling them where to go, with Izuku saying, can you handle them? With Cloud saying, yeah, it'll be easy. With, of course, Cloud handling them. With Izuku telling them, did you get followed again? With Cloud saying, probably, we should get out of here quickly. Pretty much the same as canon, with Barrett, with everyone has to jump out of the train. With Cloud, with Barrett jumping out, of course, first, with pretty much Tifa kind of scared, with Cloud just not thinking and just runs and pretty much takes most of the hit for like running, Izuku just sees the robot, and that's when the robot aims at Izuku. And that's when Izuku shoots it and jumps off at the same time. With the pretty much there's a bit of an explosion that appears, and pretty much he said, well, damn, now for what was it again? I forgot what I was gonna say right now. And he said, I guess time for plan B. With pretty much what Barrett said. Barrett said it's canon for plan B, and pretty much continue on through the train and fighting on little hordes. And this is when camera appears. And pretty much that's when we pan off from the group and see a camera. Of course, the same thing as canon, as the Shinra captain, or whatever you call it, Shinra chief, whatever, sees all of them. With, of course, Izuku saying, well, I guess you saved your princess, huh? With Cloud saying, what are you talking about? With Izuku saying, I saw the way you pretty much held on to your queen. You pretty much just took all the hits for her, and you couldn't let her get hurt. And pretty much he just kept teasing Cloud and Tifa, with Tifa just blushing, and Izuku, with Cloud, of course, blushing also. With pretty much Barrett saying, can you shut up for now? You can tease them when we get back. With Izuku saying, fine, party pooper. Pretty much they continue with the same canon, just walking forwards through the whole entire, going through the tracks. Same thing as canon, that they are able to find a way to the upper levels and also be able to go through the tracks and going through some fights and stuff. And of course, seeing that there's some weird mutations through the tracks. And that's when pretty much they go and they see an insignia of a dog. I don't remember what the dog was called, but the species of the dog of canon, but pretty much the same thing. With pretty much the same thing. And then we see again the captain of Shinra, the Shinra group, pretty much getting a call that the trespassers have gone even farther and they were not captured. With the guy getting angry, with the guy getting annoyed that one of the Shinra soldiers said that, sorry sir, we're not able to get him. With, of course, him saying the same thing, that use your head to bring me solutions instead of problems, because it's going to get worse if you do. Pretty much the Shinra soldiers are kind of scared, and they run off saying, yes sir! With pretty much same thing as canon happens, where they kept fighting about they kept going through, and they kept trying to got lost on the way, and pretty much the captain actually said, well, I guess we had no choice left, and pretty much said we have to activate it, with the soldier saying, are you sure? Are you sure, sir? Sorry, I cannot talk. With the captain saying, yes. They can't escape with that thing attacking. And this is in canon when a giant robot, an old model, attacks. which seems to be active again, with Izuku saying, "That's surprising." And pretty much Izuku and Cloud and Tifa and of course Barrett were able to fight it. With Tifa was able to do the finishing blow, actually attacking the eye. And of course there was a bit of explosions with Izuku saying, "No, I could have taken this thing for parts! Damn it!" And Tifa says, "Well, it looks like there's still some things that can be salvageable." With Izuku saying, "Yeah, you guys go up ahead, I'll catch up." With Izuku pretty much opening the part, and he sees some important pieces that can actually be used for his gun as an upgrade. He's like, "Ooh, this is interesting. I can use this, and even this. Yes, and he looks there's like some pieces that were still able to be used, and some that looked like they cannot be saved." With Izuku, and pretty much when Izuku finishes getting all the pieces, and he looks at the robot and bows to it, saying, "You have done great for this. Thank you for giving me all your parts so I can make more upgrades to me and be able to go forward to help my friends. May you rest in peace, even though you may not have a soul." And pretty much continues on forward with the tight space, with pretty much with Izuku sees Cloud and Tifa waiting, with Izuku just smiling, saying, and pretty much just teases both Tifa and Cloud, saying, you shouldn't flirt in front during a mission, right?" With Tifa saying, "Shut up already, can you stop teasing us already?" With Izuku saying, "I'm just kidding, geesh. You have to know when someone is just joking around." With pretty much them continuing to walk, with the guy, with of course the Shinra captain, group of, no, not like the security guy, the captain of the security and stuff like that. That's what I meant by as captain. With pretty much the guy getting annoyed that the robot was destroyed, and it was such a strong robot for its first model. With the guy being annoyed, he actually threw a chair at the TV. With him just breathing, saying, those bastards." And pretty much that's when he gets a call, and pretty much the soldier goes up to him saying, "Sir, you have a call from the president." Well, the CEO pretty much told of what there's like something that he has to do. And we go back to the group, pretty much going through and waiting for Izuku. Pretty much keep going forward. And that's when they see an elevator. And this is where I'm going to leave the what if off. I hope you guys enjoy, and tell me if this is okay, and hope you guys have a great day, or good night, or good afternoon. Wherever you are, please take care of yourselves. Goodbye.